Y'all, I didn't. It's over. Bro, Vshojo's gone. Holy shit. It hasn't even been more than a day. Yo, this is this is crazy. They're actually gone? They're just officially shutting down Jesus Christ, Mujin's about to have a fucking field day with this. And before anybody asks, me personally, my advice to anybody who actually wants more information about this, let the VTubers themselves bring out the news once their lawyers are done. Because now that Vshojo is done, like done, man, like all I gotta say is just don't harass the VTubers who are like basically all indies at this point. Now that Vshojo is history, just like take it easy and let the lawyers handle what they need to handle, because this is, bro. So yeah, Vshojo is gone, man. They're cooked.
Here. So when you say Vshojo is cooked, that's no longer an opinion. That is a fact.
It's a fact.
Vshojo has come out with an official statement today announcing that they're shutting down. And as part
That
of that
is
statement, there are some very disgusting excuses they're trying to make for the downfall of this agency. And also,
you know they're getting destroyed on Twitter right now. Hold on, before we continue, I gotta see what the comments are looking like on Twitter right now. I gotta see it, because I didn't think this is 6 hours ago, bro. What? Also, that's some crazy summons. Vshojo. Vshojo. I need Vshojo. It's real, bro. They're cooked. Yeah. They're cooked. I'm saving this post for later because I gotta see what the rest of this is looking like after this video. Let me read this before we go into it, but Vshojo has failed, and I've mismanaged the company into the situation you're all witnessing. So today I'm sharing the difficult news that Vshojo is shutting down, and I take full responsibility for the decisions that led us to this point. I have been doing everything I can to fundraise and right the ship the last few months, but despite my efforts, we're in a worse position, and those I care about are now paying the price. Holy shit. Over the last few years, we've raised around $11 million to pursue a bold talent-first approach in VTubing, prioritizing creators in the community over short-term profits to achieve long-term sustainability. Our funding went directly to our creators through generous splits, debut investments, infrastructure, concerts, events, and staffing, all designed to support them. We also wanted talent to own their own IP, which we knew was a unique creator first approach. I can't even read this right now. What the hell? Let me calm down right now. We also wanted the talent to own their IP, which we knew was a unique creative force approach for an agency. However, despite our efforts, the business failed to generate the revenue that we needed to sustain that model, and eventually we ran out of money. Additionally, that's some bullshit, first of all. But yeah, all right. Additionally, I acknowledge that some of the money spent by the company was raised in connection with talent activity, which I later learned was intended for a charitable initiative. At that time, we were working hard to raise additional investment capital to cover our costs, and I firmly believe, based on information available to us, that we would be able to do so and cover all expenses. We were unsuccessful in our fundraising events. I made the decision to pursue funding, and I own its consequences. I'm deeply sorry to all the talents, staff, friends, and community members that believe in what is going on. And yeah, no, also, if you look in the comment section right here, so what happened to that 500K for the charity money? Is that going to be donated still? Is that something that needs to be investigated? Not to mention all the unpaid talent fees. Because yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, not only did they try, well, they say they tried to pay back the stuff. I doubt it. But not only did they not pay the 500K that was raised for that charity, but they haven't been paying their VTubers for 6 months recently. 6 months. That is insane. Mismanagement is a funny way to say greedy rat. Things that are coming out are not mismanagement. There are no appalling stories about how you and your lackeys ran that company or spineless narcs. Yeah. See, here's the thing. Once again, I'm going to let it come out. Because at this point, it's basically cooked. It's basically cooked. Like he said in the video, Vshojo is officially cooked. And it's not some nonsense no more. This is a fact. They are bankrupt. They are dead. Holy shit. Of all the people that I thought would go down first, I thought it'd be Niji Sanji or Hololive. Not saying I'd want those VTubers to lose their jobs and everything like that. But the management in those two companies is pretty bad. Let alone this. Oh my god. Yeah, we raised 11 million but ran out of money, so we stole it from our talent and charities accidentally through it. Like, literally, that's basically what they just said. Holy shit, I knew you were incompetent or stupid, but you were thinking this was a good apology, blew into my mind. You already knew what you did when you were... Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, everybody shit, I don't know any of these people personally, but everybody I either watch or know, you got Asmongold, Smug, Noble, who I haven't seen in a long ass time, freaking Lost Pause, Jesus, I haven't seen you in a minute, Tectone, Nicholas Light, Hex, even Mighty Keith is up in here. Shy Lily, yo, everybody is in this. Iron Mouse, yup. Holy shit. Yeah. Yeah. Yo. Sounds like you used the talent's actual money to keep the business afloat until you could secure additional funding, hence the operating cost. You didn't disclose that you were in the red and you were hemorrhaging your talent. I'm positive your accountant knew how the funds were being procured since the girls had mentioned that this has been happening since 2022. Holy shit. I do not understand. I don't think you are oblivious to the charity funds raised by Iron Mouse for Char. Nah. Yeah, it's... Yeah, somebody's going to jail. Yeah, Brax is up in here. Yeah, somebody's going to jail after this. 6 months of no pay, and you stole from a charity? And let's be real, you know damn well that that was going to be a charity. Iron Mouse is, like, right here. Iron Mouse is literally the largest talent that Vshojo had, and you're telling me you didn't know. Okay. Okay. Money management, investment decisions are far complex, but you took advantage of those fears, the dreamers they all carry. You sacrificed the efforts of people, and not because it was necessary, because it was easier for you. Do not act like you're a victim hoping for something. I love how everybody in this place is just basically saying, fuck off. And this company deserves it. Thank fucking God. Captain Cabinet's up in here, bro. Everybody in their mom is up in here. It's over. This company's fucking, yeah. See, bro. Size up in here, bro. It's over. And everybody's calling out their bullshit. Now, me personally, while this is good that everybody's on here, the one thing that I really feel bad for is all the VTubers who joined this corporation thinking that they could trust this corporation, thinking that they, could come up in here and, do something positive just for the corporation to turn around and do something like this. Like, once again, there's as much drama as there is in the VTuber community, whether it be with, VTubers and other VTubers or the corporations and other corporations. 9 times out of 10, let's be real, despite all that, when people become VTubers and when people are trying to join this space, at least, I don't know, maybe I'm an optimist, but majority of the time, the people who come into this space come into the space wanting to put out something positive. And, these corporations, these agencies, they were, in most people's eyes, especially, when VTubing wasn't huge, these were places where you could join and, you could join and while you had to kind of listen to what the corporation said, but you could spread some positivity out there, bro. You could do something that, and especially in the world we live in now, where everything's so negative and dark, you could put some light out there. And holy shit. Yeah, it's over. This is the worst apology I've ever seen a company do. I didn't know what the money was for. Homie, you congratulate. I didn't know about this. Homie, you congratulated her. I hope that the backlash from this doesn't have a trickle-down effect to the VTuber community as a whole. Here's the Okioli. Yeah. Now, this isn't going to for anybody wondering, this is not going to trickle down into the VTuber community. But you know what this is going to do? This is going to make people think twice, even more now than ever, before they sign with an agency, bro. That's what this is going to do. I said it before and I'll say it again. This is going to be the end, the beginning of the end of VTuber agencies. This is it. It's like we're watching the Republic fall apart right here in Star Wars, bro. This is crazy. These corporations are not beating the "we are greedy and stupid" allegations. They are not beating these allegations. And maybe I'm just tripping, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that since Vshojo is gone, I wouldn't be surprised if Hololive and, Niji Sanji's creators start, kind of coming out and being like, fuck it, let's drop everything. Let's drop the shit. Because you know that if Vshojo, the supposed good creative first company, got this kind of shit going on in it, you know Niji Sanji and freaking Hololive got some bullshit going on. You just know it. Jesus. Yeah, and you already know, Legal Mindset's about to be up in here, bro. And once again, somebody is going to jail after this. Somebody, whether it be the leader or somebody, the CEO, somebody is going to jail. There's no ifs or buts about it. Somebody's going to jail and for a long time. You don't just steal $500K from a charity and get away with that shit. Let alone not pay your talent, basically your employees, for 6 months, bro. Somebody's going to jail, bro. And here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part. I wouldn't be surprised if this company started out, once again, as a company that, once again, was a talent-first approach to VTubing. I wouldn't be surprised if that's how it started. But like everything in business, it all gets corrupted. All it's going to take to get it corrupt is greed. And that's all that happened here. The fall of Vshojo was greed. That was it. And it's honestly a lot more, if I'm being real with you. It's definitely a lot more, but it's greed. It's greed, bro. Greed always ruins everything. Every time, without fail. Without fail. Blowing your own money is reckless, but blowing other people's money, especially charity funds, that's not just a mistake. That's disgraceful. You don't get to play with trust you don't. It's done. It's done. And yeah, now everybody's calling them out for this whole nonsense where they're trying to talk about how, they only later learned that is intended for a charity. My ass, you own the company, you can see the money. Somebody was doing some shady shit. Once again, somebody's going to jail after this. Just disappear, bro. Jesus, man. Even you got Jesus up in here, bro. You got Jesus up in here, bro. You want a massive coat? I take full responsibility right before writing a 500-word essay on how it was everyone and everything's fault but his. It was our bold, talent-first approach. Translation, I have no idea how to run a business and thought vibes would pay for the bills. The business failed to generate revenue needed. Y'all think you blew through what, 11 million, and the best you could come up with is an oopsie, the model didn't work? That's the crazy part. 11, do you know how much $11 million is? Do you know how much $11 million, you would never have to work again with that kind of money. You would never have to work again with that kind of money. Especially if you're smart and you invest it, you could feed, if you were to invest correctly $11 million, you would be able to feed your family for 3 generations if you do it right. Probably longer. You probably able to feed your family until the day this planet blows up. That's crazy, man. But the absolute best part of this, Jim, I acknowledge that some of the money spent by the company was raised in connection with the talent activity, which I later learned was intended for a charitable initiative. Later learned, are you serious? You are the CEO. You are telling us you didn't know where the money was coming from or going, and that you only later learned that it was for charity, and then you spent it anyways because you firmly believed you'd get more? That's not taking responsibility. What a load of crap. You're trying to hide the incompetence at best behind a sob story. The whole letter is just one massive cope. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry you got caught, and I ran the company to the ground. Yeah, basically. It's nobody else's fault but the CEOs at this point. You can't blame anybody for this because at the end of the day, you have the final say about how this money is spent. You own everything. And considering Iron Mouse, once again, being your biggest creator, was the one doing the charity, and you congratulated her apparently about it. Holy shit, man. I can't even believe I can't even believe what I'm looking at right now. Once again, and the crazy part is this is just the tip of the iceberg. Once these other VTubers who have not come out yet and get their lawyers and stuff get in place and have the actual legality in place so that they can come out and expose all the bullshit that this company has probably been doing behind the scenes besides what we already know, somebody's going to jail, man. Somebody is going to jail. Now I'm gonna continue to watch this because I don't know anything else at the moment, but somebody's going to jail.
Wording, it seems very unlikely that the former Vshojo talents will ever see the funds that they are deserved.
No.
On top of that,
they probably won't. More likely than not, I really hope, I really, really, really hope that everybody who worked at Vshojo before this shit happened gets paid or reimbursed in some form or fashion, because there's no way they don't. The CEO is going to jail. CEO is going to jail, bro. There's no other way around this. The CEO is going to jail. If you just talk about the things I do know right now, not paying your employees for 6 months and embezzling money and then stealing money from a charity, I don't know how, like, if I type up, how many years, what's the crime for, just, crime for stealing money from a charity. What's the crime for that shit? What's the crime punishment? My bad. So stealing money from a charity is considered a serious crime and theft, embezzlement, fraud, yada yada yada. How much? How much is? How many years is that shit? If the stolen amount exceeds a certain threshold, it can be charged as a felony. So already the CEO is getting charged with a felony because he just stole from a charity. That's one right there. So it's he's got embezzlement, theft, fraud, penalties. Okay, what are the penalties? Fines can range from up to thousands to millions of dollars depending on the severity. Yeah, it's 500K, so this guy's cooked. Imprisonment, 10 years. Yep, he's cooked. Potentially up to 10 years. He's getting the full 10. He's getting the full 10. Restitution, the perpetrator may be ordered to repay the stolen funds to the charity. He's basically in jail for life because he's never going to be able to pay that back. And then a conviction can lead to the loss of professional licenses, damage to reputation, and yeah, he's cooked. Whoever the CEO is cooked. There's no way out of this. There's no way out of this. And that's just stealing from a charity. What's the punishment for not paying your workers? Failing to pay workers can lead up to significant legal repercussions, including both civil and criminal penalties. Employers who violate wage or hour laws, such as those related to minimum wage and overtime, can face fines, back pay orders, and even criminal charges. In Washington state specifically, failure to pay wages can result in misdemeanor charges, potential for imprisonment and fines. Now, obviously, this guy probably doesn't live in Washington, but let's just see what it would be like if he did live here. So, yeah, this guy's cooked. If he was to live in Washington State specifically, if he wasn't paying anybody, so up to $5,000, and for repeated or intentional violations, 1,000 to 10. So fines of at least 1,000 or 10% of the unpaid wages, whatever is greater, and the maximum fine of 20,000 for employers. This is for Washington State. For federal laws, civil penalties, criminal prosecution, imprisonment for repeat offenders. How many years though? Like, it doesn't, I don't know. Either way, this guy's fucking cooked. Just based on the stealing from a charity alone, he's done. Somebody's going to jail, and it's definitely going to be the CEO. There's no way he wiggles his way out of this.
Former Vshojo talent.
There's no way he wiggles his way out of this.
During the Hogwarts Legacy harassment campaign, where not only did Vshojo not have her back, management at Vshojo was blaming her for the situation and calling her a disappointment and a distraction to the other members of the agency. It's wild stuff. But before we get into
which for anybody who doesn't know, the whole Hogwarts Legacy bullshit was basically a bunch of people online who basically went around and started harassing people who played Hogwarts Legacy, because in their eyes, if you played Hogwarts Legacy, I guess you were some sort of transphobe, or you didn't like, or you're a homophobe. You know, the usual nonsense that they come up with. And they basically just started harassing people. They started going into their streams. Some idiot made a website where you could straight up dox people who played the game. Like, it was bad. It was bad. And all this over a Harry Potter game. Yeah, it was bad. And Vshojo did not support her at all. So once again, like I said before, when these other VTubers get their lawyers in order, the people who are, still recovering from, I guess, this going on now, when all these other VTubers come out and start putting out what they can, when they're legally, because at this point, this company is fucking fried, and so is the CEO, it's over, bro.
That, yesterday was my birthday. Thanks again for all the birthday
Jesus Christ, what a week.
And the super thanks on that video. You guys are
what a week it has been.
In that
Jesus.
Video, I promised that tomorrow, which is over today, I was doing the official release of my new drop with Advanced GG, a summer drop, as you can see right here, 3 new flavor jars, and also some new merch. So let's get right into it. So, number 1, we have this very beautiful hydration flavor.
I can't believe what I
Red's
just,
shark bait. It is a
bro.
lemonade flavor.
I've been
You see
making
it has this
videos and stuff
new
and
artwork
editing
on
stuff
there.
for a minute. I
Pretty
didn't
amazing
expect
stuff.
this
We
news to
also
come
have
out
a
so
return of
fast.
the Rocket
We
Pop
knew it was gonna
with a
happen.
new label and the new art
We
right
knew
here.
it was
This
gonna
is a
happen
fan
because
favorite
guess
flavor,
what? They
by the
went
way. It's
bankrupt.
energy focused. It is
We knew it
very,
was
very
gonna
good
happen because
stuff.
there's no way
And
they're gonna
last
be able
but
to
not
pay all
least, we
that
have
money
a
back.
focus jar
But
with,
I didn't know
Krebs
that it would
based
happen
berry
this
blast. It is a
soon.
berry flavored jar here.
They are
You see
so
new art on that as
cooked.
well. Great flavors. Definitely recommend if you want hydration, energy, or focus. Pick your poison, so to speak. On top of that, we have some
Yeah, the
new
future
merch,
of
including
VTubers
this
is
hat
indie, bro.
with new art as well.
The
You can pick
future of
whatever
VTubing
color
is
you
indie.
want. They're all very nice. And on top of that,
This is
you
the
can pull
end.
up to the function wearing this Rev shirt right here. This is the
This
back.
is the end. This is the
And this
this
is
is
the
it.
front. And same thing with the tank top here. Show off those GigaChat guns I'm sure you guys have right here. Everything looks great. So glad to be working with Advanced GG. This is all available for a limited time. So
The
use
future
link
of
in the pinned comment
VTubers on
and make
YouTube,
sure
bro,
to
this
use
shit's about to
code
be.
REV at
It's
checkout
over.
to get 10% off your total Advanced GG order. Thank you guys already for the support. Some people already found this through my Twitter post that I made. Thank you so much for the support on this. You guys are the best. So let's get into the main topic for today. Vshojo. They are officially shutting down. To sum up in lightning speed, what happened over the past 3 days during the speed run of their own demise. Iron
This is
Mouse
the
comes
biggest
out with this
speed
video talking
run.
about why she left Vshojo. She
This is
announced
the
that she
speed
was
run of
leaving
the
and
fucking
came out with this
century,
video
bro.
where she shared some very disturbing news about the general practices of the agency, but also how she was owed funds from the agency, and more importantly, her charity that she worked with was owed over $500,000 that seemingly went missing from her subathon a year ago. And all the other talents, both former and active at the
This
time,
is
came forward
wild,
and
bro.
shared many different horror stories about the agency, many claiming that they were owed large sums of money. And
We're definitely doing it. Like when Mugen makes a video about how this all went down, because you already know he's collecting evidence as we are talking right now. We're making a reaction on it because this should be this is gonna be a reminder to anybody who like any corporation, bro, who tries this shit. This is about to be a huge reminder. This is about to be put into history about how fast how fast these guys got blown apart because of how greedy they were, bro. This is going to be put into history. Probably not the history books, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody does like a case study essay on how Vshojo cooked itself in 3 days.
now we got this whole case on quote here where the moniker of Vshojo was talent freedom or talent first.
Talent first, man. My ass,
she said,
bro.
talent first, my ass. Because
My
clearly
ass.
they didn't care about the talents because they were not getting the funds
They
that
weren't getting
deserved.
shit.
And within about 48 hours, every single English Vshojo member left the organization. That is a speed run. Okay, I've never seen anything like this with a big VTuber agency ever, and I doubt we'll ever see anything happen this quickly. Now, a lot of people returning to the CEO of Vshojo, Gun Run, which
Bro, I know that dude
very
was sweating,
aptly
bro.
named because he's been on the run, so to speak. He was silent for days on this issue, and people were tagging him, basically saying, "What's going on? What's your response?" Well, we have the response right here from Vshojo. People are already trying to put a community note on this, but let's read through this. Vshojo has failed, and I've mismanaged the company into the situation you're all witnessing. So today, I am sharing the difficult news that Vshojo is shutting down, and I take full responsibility for the decisions that led us to this point. I've been doing everything I can to fundraise and get the ship right these past few months, but despite my efforts, we are in a worse position, and those I care about are now paying the price. Over the past few years, we've raised around $11 million to pursue a bold, talent-first approach in VTubing, prioritizing creators and community over short-term profits to achieve long-term sustainability. Our funding went directly to our creators through generous splits, debut investments, infrastructure, concerts, events, and staffing, all designed to support them. We also wanted talent to own their own IP, which, by the way, allowing people to own the thing they already own is not exactly like the craziest thing ever.
That's not a crazy thing at all.
They continue on, which we knew was a unique creator-first approach for an agency. However, despite all of our efforts, the business failed to generate the revenue we needed to sustain that model, and eventually we ran out of money. Additionally, I acknowledge that some of the money spent by the company was raised in connection with talent activity, which I later learned was intended for a charitable initiative. At the time, we were working hard to raise additional investment capital to cover our costs, and I firmly believed, based on our information available to us, that we would be able to do so and cover all expenses. We were unsuccessful in fundraising efforts. I made the decision to pursue funding, and I own its consequences. I am deeply sorry to all the talent, staff, friends, and community members who believed in our brand. You did not deserve this. From Justin, aka Gunrun. This is pretty much the worst ending in many ways. Okay, I think everyone knew that Vshojo was going down. Once everyone from the English branch went away and we learned that there
they were
was
cooked after that.
bankruptcy issues at play, everyone knew the writing on the wall.
Yeah, the writing was on the wall for them. It was only a matter of when it was going to happen. But I didn't expect it to be this fucking fast. I still can't even believe that it's happening right now. I still can't believe that this is happening right now. This is insane.
This is a very, very big cop-out from Gunrun. Basically, what he's saying is, we burned through all of our money, including money that was supposed to go to charity, because we believed we would be able to raise more money. And then that attempt to get more money to secure another loan failed. And now they were left with nothing. Nothing to pay the talents. And boy howdy, is this going to be an absolute mess. Okay?
Somebody's going to jail, bro.
Let's get this straight. There is a reality where the talents, now former talents, who are independent contractors by definition, there is a possibility in some reality where they could get money back. But in the grand scheme of a sell-off, as this business collapses here, the money that's going to be shifting, the former talents are on the bottom of the totem pole of priority. Okay? They're the last ones who are going to get money. Everything else is going to go to the banks and all the people that loan them money first. And I highly doubt there's going to be anything left for the talents at the bottom of the totem pole.
Because you know damn well there's no way that Vshojo wasn't out there taking out loans to try and say that they could get money back to replace that $500K that they took from the charity, let alone the money they probably had to loan because they weren't paying their fucking creators for 6 months. Unfortunately, because of all of that, the banks are going to get what they get first, no matter what. And whatever's left is going to go back to the creators, but it's not going to be a lot, unfortunately. Like, I wish we lived in a world where it could, and if there are charities out there, let me know. I'll put them in my description so that you can, if you want to support them. But damn.
It's going to be a very sad situation for all these talents who were owed money, and they're probably never going to get the money, including the charity money, which is crazy, ironic, given this retweet people have been sharing, where Gunrun reposted this Ludwig tweet talking about how half of the money from the subathon for Iron Mouse was going to charity. They really were aware of this, which they should have been, but they were aware of this and stressing the importance of this whole fact that there was a charitable aspect, but they still felt very comfortable taking that money for themselves to basically throw a Hail Mary pass and try to secure another loan, which of course didn't work out. But at the end of the day, they spent through all the talent's money, including the charity money. Now, the only good
$11 million,
bro,
really,
is that Iron Mouse's Tiltify campaign for the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which was the charity in question here, they've raised now $1.2 million. Well over twice that amount she raised during the...
That's beautiful, bro. That's beautiful. Thank God. Thank God something positive came out of this, because holy shit. Yo, man.
Subathon, of course, that fund is now gone. It's gone poof. It's gone right into the pockets of people at Vshojo, and it's unlikely we'll ever see that money go to...
It ain't gonna be in their pockets for long, because a lot of them people at that job, especially the ones who were really involved in where the money was going, they're going to jail, bro. The accountant, the CEO, whoever else was involved in where that money went. Oh, trust me when I say that they're not going to be holding on to that money for long. They ain't going to be holding on that money for long, because they're going to need that money to try and plead in a court case on why the fuck they were stealing from a charity.
The Immune Deficiency Foundation. But luckily, Iron Mouse and so many people have contributed to this Tiltify campaign. So at least something's going there.
Jesus.
Great effort on their behalf there. But let's look at some of the replies to Vshojo's announcement. It's not great. Bao saying, "This is exactly what Studio Cell and Copium Merch did to us, pretending the ship wasn't sinking, and instead of being honest, took everyone down with them. The road to hell is paved with good intentions." Omni saying, "It sounds like you used your talent's actual money to keep your business afloat until you could secure additional funding, hence the operating costs. You didn't disclose that you were in the red and were hemorrhaging your talents." Smugglon saying, "Mismanagement is a funny way to say a greedy rats. The things that are coming out are not mismanagement. They are appalling stories of how you and your lackeys that ran the company are spineless narcissists."
Okay.
Asmongold saying, "So,
are we just going down the comments here?
Vshojo? Nah. We're not doing this with you, man. Like, you are not a part of the party. Who invited this guy? Because you were a part of the ship that was going down." And you can see a legal mindset would quote that saying, "Leaving the company 2 months ago does not absolve a former officer of potential liability."
Wait, what happened with this dude?
The audacity Tendu out. Now, a lot more has come out, but let me talk about this real quick. So here's a former founder of Vshojo, this Mo Tendu, okay, whatever. Their pinned tweet is talking about how they left Vshojo after 5 years. Notice this was posted in May of this year. So
they knew. I can't say if they knew, but nah, they knew something was happening. 2 months ago? It's May, June, July? Nah, he knew. What was his portion of what was he doing? What was his part of it? He probably wasn't part of the money part, but he probably knew something. He was part of the marketing.
Whatever. Their pinned tweet is talking about how they left Vshojo after 5 years. Notice this was posted in May of this year, so 2 months ago, right? Now this guy is morally grandstanding on Twitter saying, "Nah, bro, what the absolute F? Tagging Gunrun." The audacity of this person. Dude, you were there. The ship was sinking for a long time, and you were there. Some of the talents have been owed money
for over
years.
6 months to, years. He knew. It'd be one thing if he was just leaving before all this bullshit happened, but these talents hadn't been getting paid for months to years by this point. Now, I don't know his complete involvement, and once again, once more news comes out, we'll cover it. But what in the world?
You were there, and you were in a leadership and officer position, and now you're trying to join in on everyone criticizing Vshojo? Nah.
He knew.
We're not doing this with you, man. Like, you are not a part of the party. Who invited this?
He probably had some idea of how the ship was going down and dipped before it happened. 2 months? Yeah, he had some idea.
Because you were a part of the ship that was going down, and you can see a legal mindset would quote that saying,
"Leaving the company 2 months ago does not absolve a former officer."
Officer of potential liability.
I wouldn't be surprised if this dude gets into some legal trouble too, because even though he left the company 2 months ago, he was there when it was all going down. And he was in a high officer position. It wasn't like he was just some random dude working at the company. He knew, or at least was there when that all was happening. Especially when we know the situation stretches back a minimum to September of last year at the most conservative estimate, and this dude's also getting caught up. Because if you were as high as you were in that company before you quit, and this was all that was going on between the last year and now, you're getting caught up too. You are not going to be running. In fact, if anything, if I was this dude, even though it making you look guilty as fuck, I would not be talking right now. Because they're coming after your ass too. The CEO and whoever was involved with that money. Trust me when I say, they ain't the only ones who are about getting asked questions and getting that, man, it's about to get messy up in here.
For past actions. And the thing is, people are going to focus the most on Gunrun. He is the captain of the ship.
He is the captain of the ship, but this dude's going to catch some flack too.
But let's not forget about people like this. Other officers and people in big positions at Vshojo. They knew things weren't going well. There's no way
whoever the ringleaders with this, they are cooked.
They were active during the years that funds were being
embezzled, basically,
away from talents who rightfully earned it. Yeah, I don't buy this, but this is kind of the really messed up story coming out today. It's coming from Silvervale, who was a former Vshojo talent. She left, I don't know, approximately 2 years ago at this point.
Good for
But
her, though. I'm not
she's
gonna
been doing a
lie.
live stream. It was still going when I was recording this, titled "Talking About Stuff," where she was sharing some really disturbing stuff about what's going on behind the scenes at
Oh
Vshojo
my
during her
god.
time
There's
there. The
more?
most disturbing in my eyes involves the Hogwarts Legacy harassment
Yeah, we
campaign.
all
Now,
know
for
about
those who are
that.
not up to speed,
We all know
back
about
in
this.
2023 in February, the game
This shit was
Hogwarts
so
Legacy comes
stupid.
out. And people think you're a transphobe for playing the game because it's a J.K. Rowling IP.
Which has gotta be the most stupid ass shit, but then welcome to Chronically Online Twitter feminists.
Silvervale is one of the people who played this game and one of the many, many, many people who was harassed for playing this game, or at least streaming this game. And there was a legitimate harassment campaign launched against her. Simply playing the Wizard game got her family doxxed. She got death threats. She was harassed endlessly. She was slandered. She was basically thrown under the bus. And people at the time were like, wow, it seems like Vshojo is doing absolutely nothing to back up their talent.
And keep in mind that Vshojo, when we did our whole video when Shy Lily was talking about, you know, what they were supposed to be offering their VTubers, one of those things that was in the contract, because a lot of the shit that they were yapping about wasn't in there, was the fact that they had to protect their talent, you know, in some shape, form, or fashion. So, Silvervale being part of Vshojo at that time, I don't know where her contract is, but Silvervale being part of that agency at that time, and then getting harassed, doxxed, all of the above, everything, and they sat back and did nothing, and then not only did they do nothing, but then they even tried to ridicule her. I'm telling you, man, just wait until all these other VTubers come out. Just wait. It's about to get real crazy out here.
One of their star talents. And guess what? It's even worse than that. Not only did they not have her back, they were chastising her behind the scenes.
I was put into a call with Gunn, the CEO of the company, like someone that I admired and I looked up to and I wanted to please, someone that I thought was the coolest person ever.
Bro, this is sad as fuck.
And he told me that I was a damage to the brand, that I was a disappointment. I was told that me being harassed was an inconvenience to the other talents and not to talk to them. Optics were more important than their own talents' well-being.
Yeah, he's going under the jail. He's going under the jail. Once again, once these other VTubers who've been working at this company get their lawyers out here, and they start talking about the stuff that they can, not only is this CEO, he better be on his, he's probably packing his bags and running for his life right now. He's probably about to go AI. He's about to go, he's about to go missing, bro. He's about to disappear as much as he can, because bro, this is like the Vshojo shutting down, this is just the tip of the iceberg, let alone all the stuff that's about to come out. Not only about the CEO, but the higher ups up in there. Yo, it's fuck. The jail isn't good enough for somebody as dumb as this fucking CEO, bro. That's like, bro, the jail ain't good enough. He's about to be put below the
When I
jail.
was suspended from streaming, they said it wasn't a suspension because they weren't that kind of agency.
My
But what else do
ass.
you call being told not to stream?
That's a suspension.
Talent freedom, right?
I mean, what an
That's a
absolute
suspension.
disgrace. We all knew there was no backing from Vshojo, at least publicly, right? We all knew
Fuck
this.
me, bro.
But to think, not only was there no backing privately they were shaming her. They were telling her to stay away from other talents. During a time where she needed backup, they told her to stay away from the other talents. She was a distraction, and that she personally, because of this choice to stream a
video game, by the way. Like, think about that. Because she chose to stream a video game that 2% of the fucking population didn't like people streaming, she got suspended. And not only she gets suspended from streaming, but then she got harassed, doxxed, all of the above by some random dumbasses on the internet, and the company that's supposed to be backing her up didn't even do it. Holy shit, bro.
It was a disappointment to the company, a disappointment to Gunrun, and that she was someone who was causing so much damage and harm to the company.
I would have left right
I mean,
after that, bro.
What else is there to
That's
say?
depressing as fuck.
Really, it can't get any worse.
It
I'm
can.
so glad she shared this because I've always wondered.
Trust
about
me,
what's
it can.
going on.
I
And
wouldn't be
This is going to
surprised.
be a long string of things that we're going to see happening here. When Vshojo dissolves, it's going to break all the NDAs. Right?
It's gonna
And
break
people are gonna
every
be sharing
NDA
their
out there,
stories.
bro.
People who just left and people who left years ago, and it's going to be very, very interesting to hear what else is going on because this story alone tells me the kind of evil people working this company, the kind of greedy, just callous people. Who does this to people? Someone who's being harassed to the level that Silvervale was, to not only turn their backs on her, but to chastise her.
Corporations, man, they only care about how much money they can get out of you. I said it once and I'll say it again, bro. When it comes to supporting talent, support, and like especially when it comes to these corporations, it doesn't matter what it is. Whether it be idol culture, whether it be, VTubers, whether it be how you could even say it with celebrities, I guess in some situations, because with celebrities it could be a little bit messy. But when it comes to these people who will sign up to work at an agency and basically provide entertainment, support the fucking talents, bro. Because these corporations do not care. They do not care, bro. And I hope that every single one of these VTubers who was working at this shitty ass fucking company get all of the support and all the positivity that they deserve, bro. For having to deal with this shit for who knows how many years on end. Because once again, with Silvervale, this is just one incident. We already got Iron Mouse exposing some shit. Shy Lily already exposed the nonsense that they were willing to do to try even attempt to get her into that company. Thank God she denied it. She was smart enough, like the gut feeling, man, that instinct. And who knows what, who knows what other shenanigans has been going on up in there? Yeah, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you when I say that we're gonna be covering this for a while. We're gonna be covering this for a little while. This isn't gonna be the only content we upload, but whenever I see something that's significant enough, I'm not gonna be all over this because I'm not trying to drama farm, especially since these guys are already going through enough as it is. But if I see something significant, we're on that shit, bro. Because this is not only big, because this is one of the big three basically VTuber agencies that just got taken out because they just decided to be greedy and stupid. But now it's gonna be like, yo, this is gonna set a precedent, bro. This is gonna change the VTuber space. Like, I said it before that when this drops and all this comes out, bro, people are gonna go way more indie. They're gonna go way more, like, there's gonna be a lot more indie VTubers now than there ever would be again. Nobody, the trust between VTubers and these corporations now, these agencies, the ones that are left now, especially HoloLive and Niji Sanji, the trust between these agencies is gone now. It's gone. I know there was an argument out there that, oh, people would still sign up for these agencies anyways because it's like, it's a way to get out there, right? Nah, not anymore. Not anymore. Not after this. Not after this. At this point, Indie's the way to go from here on out. Indie is the way to go from here on out. It's as simple as that. These corporations can't be trusted. They can't. And once again, for people out there who know these talents who are leaving Vshojo, give them all the positivity and support they need. Because they're going to need it. They're going to need it. Because you can already imagine with the people that we do know that they weren't getting paid. Now, what about all the others who probably signed an NDA and probably couldn't speak out? It's about to get wicked up in here.
And call her a disappointment.
It's about to get wicked.
Now we're going to shift gears here too because
and that CEO is going below the jail.
She talked about leaving the company and how that was still difficult because basically her and other talents like Yanners, for example, who wanted to leave, they're like, whoa, you can't leave. You can't leave on your own terms. You're going to leave when we can say you leave. And basically held them hostage because they didn't want them to leave together because it would make the company look bad. Isn't that insane?
And when we left, they of course discredited us to the staff and the other members as soon as we left.
I mean, at this point, with all the bullshit they've done, are we really surprised that the moment they left, they started talking shit about them because they wanted to make themselves look good and they wanted to talk shit about the people who left? Are we really surprised? With a shitty company like this, we are not surprised. Like, if you go to any big corporation where you're one of the top talents out there, you're doing a good job, and then you leave because you don't like how the company is doing something, I'm gonna be real with you, 9 times out of 10, majority of the times, they're gonna talk shit about you behind your back. Especially if you were extremely valuable to them and you brought in a lot of money for them, they're gonna talk shit about you behind your back to everybody else. Because they're pissed that they just lost a huge talent. And now they can't, a huge talent, which in this case, they can't abuse anymore.
Like, they painted us as troublemakers and problem people.
I called it.
That we were greedy and asked for more money.
I called it, man.
Just like so many horrible things just to avoid the truth that they were stealing from us.
And no evidence at all.
And they intentionally announced Vay and I leaving at the same time, so it looked like we left together. Even though Nyan wanted to leave at the same time. And they refused to let her leave at the same time because they wanted it to look better for them. Like, it's not like we were all jumping ship at the same time.
Bro, I'm gonna be real. Both of them had left at the same time back then. That would have raised some red flags a lot earlier than what we got now. Because you already saw what happened the moment that we had, like, what? Every English VA basically leave Vshojo immediately. Everybody, when they all left at the same time, everybody on Twitter was like, oh shit, something big's going down. So yeah, I'm not surprised that they didn't want everybody leaving at once. Because that would have made that would have raised some red flags.
So it would look better for them. And they advised the talents to stop associating with us.
As if that wasn't bad enough, this final clip we're going to look at is even worse. Where basically, as soon as they left the company,
how does it get worse?
Silvervale in particular, they immediately started slandering her. They immediately started bad talking her. They immediately started
we're not
saying
surprised
negative
about
things
that.
about her to artists and other people she might collaborate with. They basically made it their priority
to try and ruin her
name through the.
I'm not surprised. Because in their eyes, if we can't have her, then she shouldn't be able to use her opportunities. That is some insane ass shit, bro. But at this point, I'm not surprised. From this company, bro, I'm not surprised, bro. I'm telling you, when I said in my last video talking about this, well, not my last video, but the video before this, when I said that this is the end of V2, like, this is the end. It might not happen instantly, but, I mean, it technically already has. Vshojo's gone, basically, at this point. And Nijisanji and Hololive, two companies who have had it even worse, if not similar stuff happening up in their company, yeah. It's done.
Mud. And to hurt her career as an
done.
indie out of spite
It's
for the
done.
fact she left the company. Can you wrap your head around how crazy these people are?
I later found out that they'd been slandering me to musicians and artists that I had worked with through Vshojo, and slandering me to companies and ruined potential business partnerships that I was really, really excited for some of my like dream collabs that were gonna happen. And like, staff was known to ask for turf everywhere. Like, they even run some of the really large VTuber clip channels. Like
somebody's going to fucking jail. I know I've been saying that this whole time. Somebody's going to jail. Not only just due to all the money, but, bro, all of this stuff that's been going on behind the scenes. Bro, I wouldn't be surprised if everybody who was working there goes to fucking jail. What? How did nobody stop this?
Everywhere. And they had their hand in
and she's been holding this in the whole time.
It's so petty. They deserve everything they have coming to them as an organization, but I feel so bad for the talents. You know what? Looking back, especially a lot of the talents, they seem like all pretty good people, right? Coming out of Vshojo. And
they're done, bro.
When it's all said and done, I cannot believe the level of BS they had to go through with this company. At the end of the day, the talent first moniker that Vshojo had was the furthest thing from the truth. They did not have
These corporations, bro. It's like I said, bro. These corporations do not care, man. Whenever you hear that bullshit, when you sign on with a company talking about some, we are trust first, or we are a family, all that bullshit that they be trying to spout at you, it's a lie. It's a lie, bro. The only thing that these corporations care about is money. They don't care about you. They don't care about your family. They don't care about your friends. They don't even care about your fellow employees. The only people that you can rely on to care about yourself and your employees is yourselves. You got to stick together. And that's why unions are always so fucking huge, because then the employees can stick up from each other so that greedy ass fucking CEOs and fucking corporations like this can't get away with the shit that they do. Now, unions aren't perfect, but it's a way to stop this kind of bullshit. Man.
their talents' backs. There wasn't even any sort of level of protection within the company. They were thrown to the wolves, and if you caused any issue, even when you're the victim, it's your fault. And not only that, when you want to leave because you don't like this terrible treatment, they're going to dictate when you can leave and how you're going to leave. And also, the second you leave, they're going to try to tarnish your indie career.
They're going to jail.
At least you get to keep your IP, right? You know, the thing you already owned.
Yeah, they're going. The whole company's going. They're all going to jail.
They get to keep their VTuber models and their names when they enter the company, unlike a lot of other agencies. They're just kind of continuing on with their current model and name, but just with the Vshojo label. And then when they leave, they can keep that as well. And they act like that's some gift from God, when literally that's just how it should be.
Yeah, that's how it should be from the beginning,
and
bro.
they're just saying, yeah, you can still own it when you join us and when you leave. It seems like the bare minimum, but we have to sit here and actually like pretend like that's something heroic and amazing. But anyways, it's over. Vshojo is cooked. They are done.
It's done.
They're shutting down. And this, like I said, has to be the fastest, the greatest speed run of a major VTubing agency we've ever seen and we will ever see. I can't even think of another scenario where things would fall apart
so fast,
this quickly. It's an absolute disgrace. This organization
is cooked.
It's terrible.
And now, the biggest negative that comes with this is I already don't like corporation as it is, but if there was an actual corporation that actually cared about their talent now, that was to come out sometime in the future, the only thing that people are going to remember, the only thing people are going to be wary as fuck now, because they're going to see this shit and they're going to be looking at that and they'll be like, they're going to think twice. They're going to think twice before joining a company, a VTuber agency in general, let alone a VTuber agency like this that likes to say that it's talent first.
There's so many repugnant things coming out, and just get ready. I'm telling you, this is the beginning. We're going to hear so much
this
more
is
about
only
what's
the
going on with
beginning.
this agency in the coming days, weeks, and months. It's going to be a storm, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you. But
it's about to get wicked.
For now,
it's about to fucking get wicked, bro. Prepare. For anybody who's on my channel watching this shit, prepare, bro, because it's about to get fucking wicked out here. It's about to get wicked out here, bro. And once again, to all the VTubers, who we will probably end up covering, who are going to expose all the bullshit, I'm going to leave their links down below. It's the least that even though I'm a smaller, VTuber and I don't got that much reach, it's the most that somebody like me could do to help out these people who have helped push the industry forward. Because let's keep it $1 million. Is the people like this, who be going into these agencies to make a positive change, and whatnot. I've been helping push the VTuber space into a positive direction. Silverveil, Iron Mouse, Shy Lily, etc. It's only because of people like that companies like this even have a name to begin with. So to see that these companies are taking advantage of these people who are just trying to do something positive and, spread some light to the community, and then they just pull some shit like this, nah, it's over. Once again, prepare, bro, because this ain't gonna be the last you hear of this company. It's cooked, but trust me, there's gonna be a lot of videos talking about, like, this is gonna be a case study example of what not to do as a agency, as a company, as a CEO in general. Like, this is a huge, bro, I wouldn't be surprised if they put this shit in schools, because this is fucking, This is huge. But without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one, I guess. Jesus Christ. Peace.